Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is war number 11 of season 23, which means it's another round for disappointment. Not necessarily my fights, they all go pretty good, but we freaking lose again, 10 to 11. Ugh. Right? Like, we still have a chance to finish in Masters, but why are we putting it off to the last war? Alright, one more war to this thing's over. And we can move on. It's kind of like going from 2020 into 2021, right? New start. Got Longshot here, going in boosted with the invul. Flame on. This fight is super easy. Got a little glitchy there right at the start, so I didn't bother to punish that. I wasn't sure if the parry was going to stick. But here you can see he is just, he's melting. I've hit him eight times. He's almost down to 60%. I believe I'm going to get a special off, trying to bait a special one here. Perfect. He's almost dead. Encroaching stun's going to hit. SP1 into block and he's dead. So I'm like, man, that was super fast. But then I go up to this next fight and I'm like, why did I lose so much health? And so my first thought is, does Longshot have something where, like Sim, if he nullifies a buff? I was like, but I didn't get any buffs. I was like, wait a minute. I'm running suicides. Wasn't even paying attention to that. So I'm going to speed this up here. We're just going to recover everything. I'm going to chuck some points back in to my tree here. It's one of two builds I like to use when I'm not running the suicide masteries. And I'll either go like lesser precision and lesser cruelty, or a couple points in precision, 2, like what you see there, and then 5 in cruelty. It does make a bit of a difference for the crit damage whenever you're running like Ghost. It helps every champ, but it helps Ghost and get your Corvus and guaranteed crit champs more so than your damage over time guys like Torch here. So I'm going into this fight. It's one eye open, so I can't stun him, and I need to do one of two things. So I'm either going to do the bank method to get my openings, or I'm going to do what BG showed in his recent video where he parries and, not parries, he baits a heavy and throws a light attack real quick, right? So there I go for the bank. It worked out great. I was like, okay, well that works. I was like, let me just try this again. Throw a light attack, went to block. I was like, okay, I got it off of him. So even if he throws a heavy now, I can get my openings, but I don't necessarily I don't go back to that method for the simple fact that it requires taking block damage in the corner, and plus by the time you bait out a special, his unstoppable is on cooldown again. So I know I don't want to throw my special 2, right? And I love that he threw that special 1 so close to me. So my special 2 here would stun him, so I want to go to special 3s. I'm just going back to the wall bank, and retaliating with a light attack. He's almost down anyway. Do a little block hitting, push him back, bait this, throw the special 3, and it ought to just about do it. Of course, Torch's special 3 is not that stout, but Magneto has no protection against special 3s, so it actually does kill him. So I was like, okay, sweet. He was just a 5-star anyway. Not that it would have mattered. Might have been a couple more combos with a 6-3. And then next up is Dragon Man. I've taken this fight a few times with Torch, and I believe we send Magic too. Magic's really safe. Torch is fine as long as he throws specials. If he doesn't throw a special, it can get a little bit dicey for sure. You better probably use an invul in that situation. But here, like I said, I've done this fight a bunch. I'm boosted. I will be able to parry him. You see that timer up on his side is bright red right now. Whenever that goes on cooldown, I'm able to get parries in. And ideally, I'm just going to bait special 1s. I'm like, perfect. I'm going to block it so I can get the regen off of willpower from the debuff he places on me. Get my parries in, get my heavies off, keep my temperature high, which is super easy against a Mystic. Okay, he is in no stun mode right now. And once again, it's don't throw the special 2. I knew I was going to eat that, but I got the intercept off the wall, so I was pretty pleased about it. Okay, no problem. Throw your special 2 though. Thank you, sir. A little bit risky. Does require some cooperation from a man, Dragon Man here. But he's playing ball, and I'll take it. There we go. Get a nice little intercept again. probably should have just went for the SP3, but I'll let him hit me on my block there, get the indestructible off, and the Nova, or my incinerates will just finish them off. So I used my flame on early. I knew I could use it again later. On, I believe it's Sorcerer Supreme on 54. I think I get it back by then because I've got one more torch fight to do. And after 3 at his sig level, he'll get it back. So here I am just placing a pre-fight for my man Bryn, who's going to come in with Omega in a minute. Wipe him out. Good deal. I've got OGV here on 48, which is the rage node. So I go in and I'm looking at this, and I go ahead and heal up a little bit. I'm not worried about the fight itself, but of course I don't want to trigger rage. And then I start to think, I was like, oh man, I'm going to boost. And I was like, I've got on a 30 and a 15. That's a lot of extra attack, right? If you've got the crit masteries, like Cruelty maxed out, a critical hit on your mediums, especially in heavies, can push this guy. It can do too much damage, right? So I'm going to go in here and just pull all the points out of my offensive tree. Just remove them all. So much of Torch's damage is done, and based on his incinerates anyway, that it's no big deal. If I don't want to hit too hard, and since I'm 30% boosted, I'd like for that 30% boost to roll into Sorcerer Supreme. I don't want to reboost for it, and I've done the math, and we've done this before. It's no sweat, right? So I know this guy, being Sig 200, you saw me check it, is going to gain a bar and a half of power every time Synthesis hits. So I never ideally want to push him over that bar and a half prior to him throwing a special. So I am dexing the beams here at first. It's just so much muscle memory, man. If I block them, I know that it'll give me a passive smolder, right? A smolder charge. But so I do block some eventually, but so much of this is just, like I said, muscle memory. There we go. Finally get one in so it can start doing a little bit more damage. So much muscle memory that it's hard to be like, yep, just block it, even though, we all know it doesn't do any damage. But he's cooperating. I mean, he typically does. This isn't I'm not sweating this fight whatsoever. I'm not throwing heavies, and you can see there my medium crit is only 3,200, so well below the rage cap. So you can go into this fight big boosted. You just got to watch your crit masteries. If I had the full Cruelty maxed out, I'd probably say that 3,200 would be closer to 4,000, which is gonna push. It's gonna be really close. I'd have to go back to the beginning of the fight to see what 2.5% of his max health would be, but I just don't even want to. Like I said, we're not risking it. All of Torch's damage, I mean, you can see here, dude's melting, and it's no sweat for me. Just bait specials. Rinse, repeat, medium, light, medium. Keep the incinerates up. So I managed to block 5 in this fight. So that did pretty good. Increases the damage from the incinerates by a significant amount per charge. So we're down to baiting. I think this is probably the last special. And I got a fuzz concern that he wasn't going to want to throw it, and I was just going to have to go for it. But thankfully he did. No problem. OGV down. So one last fight, and I don't think I put back on my mastery points, which I definitely could have. Probably would have helped, right? But that's okay. This is Sorcerer Supreme. I've done this fight a bunch. I've got my let's see here. I'm saving that for the boss. For white mags. Okay, I did put on the flame on. Still 30% boosted. I'll throw on the 10, and anytime you see me fight this chick without a power control champ, it is Invol for the win. Yeah, well, you see me do it a bunch. So this fight's nothing spectacular or out of the ordinary. It's basically push her to SP2s, bait the SP2, and if she doesn't want to throw it, then you eat the SP3. But she played ball right there, which was great. And I think I was debating right here whether I should throw my special 2 or not. I was like, okay, yeah, I guess I might as well, right? See if I can finish this off. And I make a mistake here. Watch this. So I hit her, pause, hoping I can do another like 3 to 5 hits and throw another special. And she parries me. So now I'm like, oh man, okay. She didn't punish me right away. I know I'm going to be stunned when I come out of this. Take a combo, but it puts a bunch of flames on her and kills her. So yeah, torch for the win. Take it to the face. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.